Good evening. I'm Shadidi Laser, and I love doing my Facebook Live broadcast before heading to bed because I believe that the time before we rest is a chance to take corrective action and take inventory on our day. Let's start with inventory. By assessing what went right with your day by comparing your areas of focus with your actual results, you end up with tangible feedback. By corrective action, I'm referring to looking at what didn't go as planned. Maybe you woke up at 7:45 after hitting the snooze button instead of 6:50 as you planned. Maybe you let your temper get the best of you. This time, the time that we're on this broadcast now, is the best time to realign your inner game and your self-talk to basically say that things that didn't go right, it didn't go right. This was my result, but it's important to understand that this isn't who I am and that I will do better tomorrow. So again, this is the time to look at what went right with your day and also to take corrective action in terms of, okay, this went wrong, but this was the result, but this isn't who I am. I will do better tomorrow. And when you frame things that way, this will get you out of the negative headspace of beating yourself up for your shortcomings. We all fall short on the goal from time to time, but if you're in tune with what you want to accomplish for the day and you're conscious of that, chances are your results will be, greater as things go on. Let me take a moment to say, PJ, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. This is a great time to go live because this is the time of the day where everything kind of slows down. Even if you have a family, kids are in bed, everybody's asleep. But for the night owls and the overachievers, or those of us who had a little bit too much coffee after 6 p.m., we tend to be up and we tend to be wired. We tend to be awake. Another thing is exercise. If you exercise around 8 o'clock, it can be very difficult to get to sleep as well. So this is the time to kind of reflect. So in review, for those wonderful go-getters who just joined me, I see people from the music community. I see people from the jujitsu community. I see wonderful people from the SharePoint community that I've spoken at events with, and my colleagues. We're talking about the 3 ways to eliminate overwhelm and building your business online. But I mentioned in the start of this broadcast that I absolutely love doing Facebook Live broadcasts at this time because it gives us the chance to take inventory on our day, and it also gives us the chance to take corrective action on the things that we fell short on. And when we fall short on things, it's important to understand that our results are not an indicator or a label on who we are as people. That's very important. And it's important to get out of that negative headspace of beating yourself up for any things that may have gone wrong. So, what I'd like for you to do, those of you who are tuning in, is I'd like you to add in the comments below. Share what went well for you today. It could be a minor victory. It could be, hey, I made it to the office at a certain time, or I followed up with somebody, or I sent an email, or I landed a new client, or someone, a prospect contacted me and they may turn into a client. It could be that you were thankful for some of the gifts that you have that you may have taken for granted. All wins are wins. No win is too small. So please, in the comments, take a moment to type what went well for you today. The gift of life went well for you today. If you can listen to this broadcast, if you can watch this broadcast, things went well for you today. There's people who started off the day who didn't make it to the end of the day. So keep that in mind, keep that in context in terms of your wins, your what you're thankful for, the spirit and attitude of gratitude. Let's take a moment and read Ali Register's win of the day. Had my first strategy call. The prospect let me know that they would be purchasing my services on the next payday. Excellent. So now, oh, and I had something to do with this. This is great. So this is the spirit of collective energy and momentum. So the people that you keep in your life, ladies and gentlemen, will help to propel you to your greatest success. You will never be greater. Keep this in mind. Remember this, tattoo this on your forehead. You will never be greater than the sum of your peer group. You will never be greater than the people you spend the most time around or that you subscribe to. The ideas that you subscribe to are very pivotal towards your momentum. I'm a big momentum guy. And so it's always important to get small wins and turn those, let them snowball into bigger wins. So for Ali Register, who is tuning in, so this is some advice that will help the rest of the group as well. So in Ali's case, he has a prospect, and he took action. So let's take the wins from this. He took action and conducted the strategy call. You know, he had to be on time for it. He had to be professional for this call, and he conveyed his knowledge, his skills, and abilities in a way that convinced the prospect that the moment that I come into my next windfall of financial prosperity, I need to lock in with Ali. I need to commit to his services. In Ali's case, he's a world-class personal trainer based in Washington, D.C. And if you're watching this video, 2017 is right around the corner. You want to say hello to the new year with the best version of yourself. So I want you to go to Ali's page and check out his services. On his page, on his Facebook profile, he has information where you can register for a special report that he has that'll help you lose anywhere from 10 to 30 pounds without any special diets or fads or, you know, Deal a Meal or all these other things that are out there. No disrespect to Deal a Meal. They may sponsor me someday. So definitely check that out. But took action. He definitely conveyed his skills, and now he has a prospect who is ready to commit. So what you have to do, Ali, is follow up. And what you may want to do is send the prospect some information, a couple emails. I don't, this payday could be a week from now, it can be 2 weeks from now, but send one or two emails with information. Don't follow up with hey, are you getting paid tomorrow? Are you getting paid? You turn into a bill collector in the mind of your prospect. So what you want to do is follow up and give them information. Stephen Fowler, very influential to me. How you doing? Retired, ladies, semi-retired. Always inspirational whenever he comes online because he is living proof that if you take care of business, business will take care of you and your family. Very influential to me. So back to Ali. Dan Nusher, good evening, sir. Good evening. Another night owl, another fellow coffee enthusiast, so he is not going to sleep either. So thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing well. So, in Ali's case, what you want to do is follow up with information. Write this down. Put this in quotes. I want you to steal this particular information. Say, hey, let's call your prospect, Ali. Let's call him John. Hey, John, I was thinking about our conversation the other day, and here's an article, or here are some strategies that you can utilize before we start working. So you're future pacing. You're putting yourself in the winner's circle, meaning you're already putting yourself in a working capacity with that individual. So I was thinking about you, and here are some tips that you can follow to kind of get things ready before we start to work together. If you have any questions for me, contact me or send me a text message at this number. So do that 2 or 3 times before the prospect is ready to go in terms of, when he gets paid, he's going to work with you and go into personal training services. Wesley, my martial arts brother, good evening. How you doing? Glad you're checking in. And what we're talking about, Wes, we're talking about how, well, first of all, Ali has a prospect and he's taking action on that. But the overarching theme for the first part of this, anyway, is how this part of the evening, the time we're discussing right now, is excellent. And I love doing Facebook Live posts during this time because for 2 reasons. Number one, it gives you the opportunity to take inventory for your day. And number two, it gives you the opportunity to take corrective action on the targets that you missed. So when you're taking the inventory, you want to be micro focused on mini wins. So if some people would say, well, I don't know what I did today, it wasn't important. Well, as I mentioned, the gift of life, if you're watching and you're following along, you have all your faculties, you can hear me, you can see me, that's a win, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're getting ideas from this, that's a win because you're connecting to a knowledge source that will help you to propel some ideas that you may have professionally. Not everyone has to be an entrepreneur, but you do have to take ownership of your career, your path, and be as proactive with that as possible. I'm a big advocate of that. So, and with corrective action, the second part of this is you have the opportunity to basically rewrite the script of your day. So if you wanted to wake up at 6:30 a.m. and do 30 push-ups and run around the neighborhood and get in shape, but you didn't, you hit the snooze button a few too many times, you have the opportunity to say, to separate your results from your self identity. In many cases, what makes losers losers and winners winners, or the key secret sauce between that uh, delineates winners from losers, is that losers tend to take the event and substitute that as their self identity, where winners understand that losing is just the outcome and that they have the ability to win if the circumstances come up again. So that's very important to understand. And what I'm trying to share with you is that you have the key to do that each and every day. Now that we have that out the way, and now that we've given Ali some tips and strategies to take his prospect, which was one of the many wins that he had today, and I encourage you to type in the comments the mini wins that you've had today. So if Dan sees Steven's mini wins, it will encourage him to say, if Steven was able to do that, what can I do with my day tomorrow? Or if Wesley sees what Steven's doing, and it causes a ripple effect of positivity. And that's actually one of my covert uses of social media, is to create ripple effects of positive energy. And also, I don't mention this a lot, but it's also my secret strategy to ensure positive first impressions when I meet people in person. If I can control the narrative when I meet people in person, it tends to go in my favor. Or if someone knows me from certain posts and they're positive, it tends to lead to a better overall interaction. So Stephen Fowler, he has completed 6 client case studies on his blog. First of all, there's a lot of wins with this, and I'll explain why to the rest. Case study, of course, is a documented account of basically your work with a client in a given business setting. So if Stephen, for example, has worked with a given company and he built certain solutions, I'm giving it total layman's terms for people who may not be in tech or may not be in business, and that result went well, Stephen would benefit from documenting that information and sharing it on his blog because it helps to boost his credibility. It helps to boost his positive rating within the overall business community that he serves. No one likes to eat in an empty restaurant, and basically, if you see reviews that are positive for a particular business or proven documented evidence that Stephen's company knows what they're doing, it will lead you to a warm transaction and an increased willingness to want to do business with Stephen and his company. So not only did he do one case study, but he did 6. That means that Stephen has leads, he has clients, he is busy, he is relevant within his given industry. Client, situation, solution, benefits is the skeleton or the outline to a case study document. I'm going to like that post because there's a lot of companies that do great work, but they don't capture the work. They move from project to project and they don't have a documented process in order to basically capture it. And Stephen has that process, and he's not only done it once, he's done it 6 times. So if you're a solopreneur or you're a business owner and you're looking to learn more about the power of case studies, please go to Stephen Fowler's page. He is on Facebook. You can also type your email in the comments, Stephen, because people will also, this video will probably be shared all over the place, and it can lead to some additional conversations which will benefit. We all do, Stephen. We all do. I have some case studies I have to work on myself. So that's why I like the post. And as Wesley Furr has said, credibility is key. The word is a repeating theme. Credibility, authority are very important in the game of uh, business, pretty much entrepreneurship. Even in your career, having credibility is very important. Startupsteven@gmail.com if you want to learn more about business. If you want to learn more about entrepreneurship, Stephen Fowler is the real deal. Not everyone's the real deal, ladies and gentlemen, but that man is definitely the real deal. So if you want to learn about case studies, if you're starting out your business and you need some structure, you need some assistance, you need some help, you need a roadmap, you need resources, startupsteven@gmail.com. Definitely. So we're going to go into 3 ways to eliminate overwhelm in building your business online. Well, I mean it. It's true. It's based on a true story. You're welcome. Absolutely. So 3 ways before we go to bed. The first way to eliminate overwhelm in building your business online. Donald Robinson, the twin. I went to high school with this man. I ran track with this guy. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. You are up too late along with us insomniacs. I hope you are doing well. I hope family is doing well. Man, this is Memory Lane checking in on Facebook Live, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, got people who really know me on this whole Facebook Live. Thank you, sir. So we're going to go into, you missed a little bit of the discussion, so you can go back to the replay of this. But what you need to do, Donald, is type your small wins or big wins in the comment section below. So take a moment to do that if you can. If you're not driving or doing something else, if you're just sitting here watching me and joining the community, then definitely type your mini wins or major wins. It could even be for the week. We can stretch it out to the week. This is all about positive momentum. So we're going to go into 3 ways to eliminate overwhelm in building your business online. Number 1 is process. Process is method or strategy number one to eliminate overwhelm in building your business online. Success in business building online requires repeatable processes that save time, energy, and effort. For the effort invested in completing a task, it must be documented so that it can be done quicker and more efficiently the next time around. If, for example, you're building an email campaign and it works, meaning you've met your optimization goals, your opt-in goals, whatever your targets are, templatize it. That's a word. Templatize it and use it again. If, for example, your sales pages are converting higher than usual, use those ingredients as your baseline for your next campaign and test and adjust from there. The reason why a lot of solopreneurs, businesses, people who have rock star side projects often get overwhelmed when building a business online is because they don't test. They don't test, they don't analyze, they're not using analysis as a guide. So, in coming up with your process, you don't want to rely as much on talent, but you want to rely on raw, hard data and facts to ensure that your processes are solid. Number two of the three ways to eliminate overwhelm in building your business online is platform. And just so that we have a common definition, there are many of us who don't have a tech background who will be watching this video, so I like to define and come up with a common terminology so that we all can understand. I define platform as online systems that host the communications channels that you will leverage in order to connect with your audience. Does that make sense? Your blog is a platform. YouTube is a platform. And the list goes on and on. Now, the overwhelm comes when you develop the disorder known as shiny platform syndrome. What does shiny platform syndrome mean? One week you love Entreport. The next week it's ClickFunnels. Next month, Gary Vaynerchuk mentioned Snapchat, so now you're over there. Shiny platform syndrome. It's a real thing. It's a phenomenon. Do your homework. Develop a strategy. Commit to a platform. Research first. Research the pros, the cons, and the costs for your platforms, because once the rubber meets the road, your costs may expand based on bandwidth and capabilities and certain features that you did not look into. Maybe you need the premium bells and whistles in order to meet the requirements for that platform that you desire. Christian, thank you for joining. Your preferences may be different from another business owner's priorities. So if another business owner uses Twitter, for example, as their platform for communicating, that's great. Your gift may be for public speaking. So maybe podcasting may be best for you, or maybe YouTube may be best for you. You may have a bit more tech savviness in your overall setup. So maybe having a self-hosted solution may be the best solution for your platform. So avoid shiny platform syndrome would be a major key for eliminating overwhelm in building your business online. Now, Ali's point segues into the next and final way to eliminate overwhelm. Ali's comment is, "This is why I'm an insomniac. There's so much info outlets and platforms out there." So you're absolutely right. There's a new platform that is coming up tomorrow. There's always something coming up. There's always something being built, developed, because the evolution of technology and innovation is a fast-moving, escalator up to the top. So you have to be rooted in your strategy. You have to really take the time to sit down and determine what your goals are and what your metrics are to achieve that. And that's why it's important to test, 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 because if you fall into shiny platform syndrome, you end up with two platforms that essentially do the same thing. In some cases, you end up with two platforms that are rivals. This sucks expenses out of your business because a lot of the platforms have recurring subscription fees that you have to pay. And you can do more with less if you understand why you are doing what you're setting out to accomplish, if that makes sense. And finally, for 3 ways to eliminate overwhelm in building your business online. I've kept you guys up too late, but it's okay. In coffee, we trust. Finally, people. So we have process, we have platform, and we have people. You need the right people. Overwhelm occurs when building your business because you're trying to do everything yourself. That is the solopreneur's Achilles heel. Do it yourself itis. I just made that up. Victoria, from Pennsylvania to Chicago now, I think. It is great that you are joining the Facebook Live broadcast. Great to see you. The second aspect of do-it-yourself-itis and just people overall is that you need to counsel with the right people to shorten the learning curve and eliminate overwhelm. That goes to Ali's point of there's so many platforms, so many outlets, there's so many tools that exist. And by connecting with the right people, not just in a consultant paradigm or context, but in a mastermind context where you're, or a user group context, or a meetup group context, or just a circle of friends with common interests, you get to advance. Reuven, thank you for joining me. You get to advance based on the mistakes of others. So it's one thing to make your own mistakes, but the smart people learn from the mistakes of others so that they can minimize their own errors in judgment. Now, Stephen mentioned Fiverr.com. That is the secret weapon for many of us in terms of eliminating overwhelm by outsourcing common tasks that would take us more time to do. You have to first assess, this is a homework assignment for anyone who is a top-notch professional or an entrepreneur in a senior level position. You need to sit down and determine what your time is actually worth. So if it takes you longer to do something, outsourcing that to someone who does this each and every day and they wake up looking to build an empire in this specific area of focus, it would save you valuable time by investing money by outsourcing to that individual, if that makes sense. So, in review, process, platform, and people. Now, I told you in the beginning of the broadcast that I have an exciting opportunity that I will share with you, and it all connects with people. Like I said, you need to counsel with the right people to shorten the learning curve and eliminate overwhelm. So the question is, like, Shadid, I work 52,000 hours a week. I don't even, like, when I go into the office, it's nighttime. The sun hasn't come up yet. And when I leave the office, it's nighttime. So how on earth am I going to connect with the right people if all I'm doing is working and I'm trying to build my business? I'm trying to be a top-notch professional. I have a rock star side project, and I'm trying to manage my daytime responsibilities. How do I do this? And I have a solution. I have an outstanding way for you to take action and do so. My friend, Nicole Holland, she's one of the top 50 female entrepreneurs to follow in 2017 by Inc. magazine. She's a friend of mine. She's the host of one of the top-rated podcasts on iTunes called the Business Building Rockstar Show. She is gearing up. This is great stuff. She's gearing up for what is the, all caps, online business building summit of 2016. It's called the Business Building Rockstar Summit. Now, this summit, like, how much is this going to cost me, Shadi? What are you going to sell me? This summit is free of charge for those of you on this Facebook Live broadcast. The summit features 40 of the top business and marketing experts teaching the exact steps, the exact strategies, the exact mindsets that have helped them build brand recognition and attract a never-ending flow of clients and customers. Like I said, it's totally free. Once this post goes live, you'll have access to register for a free general access ticket to the summit. Now, you may say, well, I can't travel. I need to, I have all these different things going on in my schedule. Fear not, my friends. The Business Building Rockstar Summit is 100% online. You don't have to travel. You don't have to book a hotel. And you don't have to reserve a rental car. It kicks off on my brother, Aaron Michael is my brother, my actual brother. It kicks off on his birthday, November 1st through November 10th. So the Business Building Rockstar Summit is from November 1st to November 10th, free of charge. Once I publish this post, I'm going to put the link up for you to have a general access ticket November 1st through 10th, 40 experts on business, marketing, webinars, joint ventures, health, podcasting, live streaming, Pinterest, Facebook, email marketing, lead magnets, and more. So subject matter experts, 40 of them. My friend Nicole Holland is making it happen for you, offering it to you free of charge. So since this Facebook Live message is about 3 ways to eliminate overwhelm when building your online business, and I told you that the third is people. Well, there's a replay, Dave. It's a replay. The last is people. I'm telling you that in order for you to skip the line and get the results that you want in your business, you need to be connected with the right people. I'm giving you access to 40 of the top experts in the world on demand, November 1st through 10th, free of charge. When I publish this post, the general registration ticket will be available so that you can reserve your seat to the Business Building Rockstar Summit hosted by my friend Nicole Holland, one of the top 50 of all the women in the world. There's a lot of women in the world. She's one of the top 50, ladies and gentlemen. 2017, she's on the radar on the map, and I'm very excited about the summit. There's a lot going on in getting this ready. She's, working very hard to put this together. And for those of you who are looking to build your business, those of you who are working a full-time job, but you have that inner genius within you that keeps you up at this time. If you're up at this time, you have greatness within you, and I acknowledge that. And that's why I want to keep connecting you via the Winner's Circle, which is what this is all about, to keep you connected to resources that will help you to basically do and be more within your individual sphere of greatness. And those of you who may be full-time entrepreneurs, but you don't have the time to get out and mastermind and attend every meetup group and speak at all the different events and go to this event and that event. You may have family, you may be working extra hard to get over the hump for the end of 2016 and get your campaign ready for 2017. This is 100% online. You don't have to travel. All you need is a web browser and coffee and time, and just sit down and take notes and learn from the best. And I'll be participating in the summit and leading various discussions so that we can discuss some of the topics, and I'll add my different flavor to it and perspective to it so that you gain additional value in addition to the 40 world-renowned experts that Nicole Holland has assembled. Some of the names include Danny Iney, Adam Urbanski, Stu McLaurin, Bob Burke. The names go on and on. Marissa Murgatroyd. A lot of people involved with this. So, in review, people, process, and platform are my 3 strategies that I've shared with you to help eliminate overwhelm in your online business building efforts. Click the link to register once this post goes live. I would like to thank the business bully himself, Dave Anderson. I would like to thank Stephen Fowler. I would like to thank Wesley. I would like to thank Victoria from Pennsylvania to Chicago. I would like to thank my friend Reuven from Canada to New York. I would like to thank Ali Register for posting his scenario. I would like to thank Josh Crawford. I would like to thank my judo brother, Christian. I would like to thank the twin from Hill House High School. We go way back, Donald Robinson. I would like to thank all of you for tuning in and giving me a moment of your time, because time is the most valuable resource. And hopefully, it's my intent that the time that I've shared with you to share these strategies will help you to essentially get some of the answers cleared up in your business, in your professional life, so that you can do and be more and achieve your purpose and basically illuminate your genius and make a difference in the world. So, I'm Shadidi Laser. This has been another Insomniacs Unite Facebook Live broadcast. Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to post the link to the Business Building Rockstar Summit so that you can register and connect. It's going to be Tuesday, November 1st through the 10th, and you'll have access to it through that time, free of charge. Be great. Go on to do great things, and have a productive evening until we meet again. Over and out.